a lawyer representing the animal rights group Animal Justice.
Animal Justice have been granted intervener status.
Anna Pippis, who's here from Animal Justice.
An animal welfare group, Animal Justice.
Camille Labchuk, animal rights lawyer and director of Animal Justice.
Animal Justice has filed a formal complaint.
This animal rights lawyer says zoo owners get away with barbaric practices.
The final curtain is a victory to animal rights activists.
Anna Pippis is an animal rights lawyer.
Animal rights lawyers say
Video compiled by an animal rights group.
Animal rights lawyer Camille Labchuk says this kind of abuse is not only immoral, it's illegal.
Thanks to your support, 2017 was the year Animal Justice made huge strides for animals, with our first undercover expose, high-profile court cases, and hundreds of media features. In 2017, we made huge progress towards getting animals out of the cruel entertainment industry.
The final curtain is a victory to animal rights activists who say this marks the end of the saddest show on earth.
Society has changed. We no longer think it's okay to torture and harm animals just for the sake of entertainment.
In our first undercover expose, we revealed hidden suffering at Papineau Zoo outside Ottawa.
Animal rights activists say the video appears to show animals in distress at the Papineau Park Zoo.
The trainer admitting to beating a baby lion cub.
He was on a leash, and I just fucking smacked him across the face like 5 times as hard as I could.
The footage ignited calls for Ontario to license and regulate zoos.
This afternoon, protesters gathered outside the offices of the MP responsible for the animal welfare in Ontario.
Our government does not regulate or license zoos. Anyone can open up a zoo in their backyard.
In 2017, we fought to rescue whales and dolphins from captivity in tiny tanks.
The dying practice of keeping dolphins and whales in captivity in Canada is a major step closer to complete extinction tonight.
We went up against the Vancouver Aquarium in 2 separate lawsuits to protect cetaceans from captivity.
Vancouver's controversial cetacean ban was back in court today.
First, we went to the BC Court of Appeal to stop the aquarium from silencing the documentary Vancouver Aquarium Uncovered. And now we're back in court fighting to protect the Vancouver bylaw that bans whale captivity.
2 animal rights groups, ZooCheck and Animal Justice, have been granted intervener status.
It's quite something to say that we should be allowed to keep them in captivity. It's another thing to say that not only should we be allowed, but we actually have a constitutional right to do so.
And we're helping push groundbreaking legislation that would ban whale captivity across the country.
Currently, there's a proposed bill before the Senate aimed at ending cetacean captivity.
Thanks to support from thousands of Canadians, that bill cleared an important hurdle late this year.
We really have to see cetaceans as our equals.
The motion has carried.
So the writing is on the wall for this industry. The public no longer supports keeping these majestic animals in captivity.
This year, we also fought for a Toronto ban on traveling zoos.
The reliance on educational exemptions under the bylaw are dubious.
And in 2017, we called for charges when a dog was abused on the Winnipeg movie set of the film A Dog's Purpose.
a dog appears to be forced into a tank of fast-running water against its will. Animal Justice has filed a formal complaint.
The persons responsible for this abuse could face hefty fines or even jail.
In 2017, we helped put farmed animal cruelty on the national agenda and ignited calls for better enforcement and oversight.
Critics say the problem is that it's a self-regulating industry.
It is literally the fox guarding the henhouse.
We launched our cruelty reporting project and helped citizens film and expose animal abuse in auctions, stockyards, and transport. Our complaints prompted countless investigations by authorities.
Anna Pippis is an animal rights lawyer. She digs up dirt on the food industry and says this kind of abuse is rampant.
There is no way to farm animals humanely.
This year, we made history by testifying in Parliament about Canada's outdated transport laws.
1.59 million farmed animals arrive dead at slaughterhouses each year. This is a crisis.
We exposed a Toronto restaurant for brutally dismembering a live giant lobster, igniting protests and an investigation. In 2017, we helped get a cruel illegal pig scramble event canceled in PEI, saving terrified baby pigs from being abused.
Animal Justice has also contacted officials in law enforcement.
The board voted last night to get rid of the pig scramble.
And we led the charge on supporting revolutionary changes to the Canada Food Guide that promote plant-based foods over meat and dairy. In 2017, we continued our fight for stronger animal cruelty laws. We helped push through a retail ban on pet sales in Vancouver to help shut down abusive commercial breeders.
There are thousands of animals in need of homes waiting in our shelters. Commercial breeders are notoriously cruel to animals. We see them as members of our families, not as consumer goods.
And we led calls for a ban on euthanizing healthy pets for convenience.
We do have some of the worst animal protection laws in the Western world.
And after we fought at the Supreme Court against bestiality, a member of Parliament has just taken up the fight.
Moves for leave to introduce a bill entitled An Act to Amend the Criminal Code, Bestiality.
This case highlights the need for updated legislation to keep both humans and animals safe.
And be printed. This motion is deemed adopted.
In 2017, we fought cruelty in the fur trade and against wild animals. We spoke up for the bear needlessly killed by Toronto police.
There is no justification for gunning down this innocent animal.
We won a victory against retailer Ardeen, forcing them to remove falsely labeled fur from store shelves after we filed a legal complaint. And with our friends at EcoJustice, we filed a groundbreaking lawsuit against the Ontario government to protect the mountain lion and dozens of other species from going extinct. And we're just getting started. In 2018, watch for an animal cruelty reporting app for your smartphone, more hidden camera exposés, our new Paw and Order podcast, and more groundbreaking campaigns to save animals. Animals desperately need lawyers. With your help, we'll do even more to represent them in the year ahead. Thank you for being a partner in our mission of compassion.